Wow, what an intro, right folks? Holy shit. They definitely went all out on, well, honestly all the trailers have been like that. Specifically with Heavensward. Once again, they outdid themselves, didn't they? Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. Today, as you can see, we're starting Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. And yeah, like I said, they went all fucking out. Just like with Heavensward, the trailer tries to be as epic and grandiose as possible. Though this one, instead of focusing too much on the storyline and what's gonna happen next, or what happened at the end of the previous one, they kind of wanted to show, it looks like the trailer tried to showcase more of the environments and the job classes that, well, at least one of the new job classes, and then one of the old ones, of course, Monk. So let's watch it one more time so I can actually give some proper commentary on it, but yeah, like, it just, it does look like they wanted to show off the environments a bit more in this one, along with the new Samurai job class. There's our boy, Nobu Uematsu, with the main theme coming in hot. Always does a great job. An amazing job. And just like the Far Edge of Fate, the last, like, bit of MSQ for post-Heavensward, the boss music for the dungeons and stuff for this one, for this expansion, are really, really well done. Oh yeah, and of course here, you guys might have heard a certain familiar sound effect, because, Lisa's new outfit, her new name Lise, has a lot of cleavage right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, holy shit. They're not pulling back on the fan service on this one, I gotta say. It's really cool here, seeing a little sparring match between the Warrior of Light and Lise on this statue, wherever it is. But right now, these are all unfamiliar environments, though, you know? That shit is some Dragon Ball Z shit here. They're causing shockwaves. Causing even a ripple in the water there. Can see them. Sonic booms. Hear a little bit of Ramuh's boss fight music here. The trial for Ramuh. There's a slight sample of it there. The chick like screaming in the background, you know? It's so anime, isn't it? The way they just like, their faces just came together and just kind of slowed down. There's a little preview of Garlemald. That's all we see of it though, right there. With this intro, that's all we get. Both are Domas. I love the main theme of Final Fantasy here. Right, this part right here. It sounds so cool. I like it. Love it. Jesus. You didn't give a fuck. Samurai job class intro. Cinematic intro, wait. Oh, okay. Garlean Imperials. That makes sense. Damn! Get knocked out, son. Oh, shit. Here we go. How's he gonna deal with long-range weapons? Oh, shit! God damn. Collateral damage much? Jesus. Oh, of course. Nice. Take out a few Imperials at the cost of tons of property damage. Well done. So someone's gonna have to pay for all that shit. Oh my god. You can't even swing your samurai blade without causing all this collateral property damage. This town is fucking beautiful from up here. It's fucking amazing. And then the main theme here. I got the classic standing on top of the building, overlooking the whole town, you know, looking at the sunset, Yugiri and Gozetsu. But I was gonna say, I went back and saw that last part right there, especially leading up to the main title, before the title screen comes up, the main menu or whatever. I saw that it got cut off on my VOD. I sincerely apologize for that. I totally forgot that when you hit end stream on like Streamlabs OBS or whatever, it does that. It cuts off like the last minute to minute and a half of the video, and I totally forgot about that when I ended the stream, because I believe I hit end stream right before the title screen came up, or the main menu. It was right after the title logo. And then after I hit that, I was like, oh shit, hold on, I think it got cut off. And I went back to check and I saw that it did. I was like, fuck! I was like, well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I was planning on opening my next stream with the trailer again anyway, so who cares, right? But yeah, so, sorry about that. Next time, you know, now that I know, I'll keep this in mind for the next expansion. I'll probably just let it come here to the main menu title screen like this, and then I'll end the stream. That way none of the trailer bits get cut off at the end there like that. Because it totally ruined the final climactic moment there. No, not that kind of... yeah, anyway, so... couple things before we start. What the hell? Yeah. Fuck, almost got hair in my mouth or something. You gotta hate it when that happens, because then you can't get it out, and try to swallow it and it doesn't go down, and... ugh, it's so annoying. Fucking hair. Anyway, apologize for that. So, as I was saying, couple things before we start. I know for some people this is a hot take, I don't give a shit, but I'll just say this right now. This is actually one of my favorite expansions in the game. Stormblood. It's, if not my favorite. I say one of, and my personal favorite, because obviously Shadowbringers is a good contender. But the reason I like this just slightly more than all the other expansions, keep in mind I haven't played Endwalker yet, so I'm probably obviously going to change my mind if it's as good as people are saying it is. But the reason for it is, first of all, the leveling MSQ, the main part of the game, the main core game, which is level 60 through 70. That main part of MSQ, no, obviously Shadowbringers blows it out of the fucking water. But and for Stormblood is a little all over the place with the MSQ that we're about to do or start on. But the reason I like this expansion more is because, well, it's the post-game content. The post-game content, the raids, the normal raids, the alliance raids, and the trial series for this expansion are my absolute favorite. That is the main reason why this expansion is my favorite, because all of the post-game content to me was just like phenomenal. It's amazing. The storylines, you know, it's what I expect. They're good, but mainly it's the gameplay. I love all the new gameplay mechanics they added in a lot of the post-game content for this game. Even the main game, but mostly, for me, the most memorable parts of Stormblood is the post-game. That's the stuff I like most. The main expansion, like I said, yeah, I can agree with most people, it's kind of mediocre, because the writing is a little all over the place. The way they tried to force... We'll get there when we get there. I don't want to spoil anything or risk spoiling anything. But yes, it's the post-game content. So, this is my favorite expansion because of that. Just because of the post-game content. And again, I don't want to talk too much about Shadowbringers because, you know, we're not there yet. Spoilers and all that stuff. But, when it comes to that same content, the normal raids, the alliance raids, the trial series for that expansion, I think the normal raids, I can't go into details for why yet, but the normal raids just didn't quite live up as highly as these ones. Alliance raids, yes, for Shadowbringers, I will say that right now. Shadowbringers Alliance raids, for me, were a step up from these Alliance raids. Again, there's things I want to say, I can't get into too much detail, so I'll have to come back to this when I obviously get to Shadowbringers and Shadowbringers post-game content, then I can actually talk more freely about this stuff. Let's see, for the trial series, Same thing. It's just kind of like for Shadowbringers and Stormblood for the post-game trial series, they're just kind of like they're neck and neck. But Stormblood's again mostly for the gameplay mechanics, not necessarily the story. Stormbloods are just a little bit like a tiny bit better for me personally. I might change my mind on that one once we actually get to Shadowbringers. Because for the most part, they're really just neck and neck. I don't even want to say that one's better than the other. To me, they're both really sort of, they just leave a good impact. They leave a good impression, is the best way I can put it. Both of them. But for the Alliance raids, yes, I can totally say that they're close, but definitely Shadowbringers Alliance raids, in terms of gameplay mechanics, it's better. It's definitely better. They're pretty close, but it's definitely better than Stormblood. But not by a whole lot, that's my point. It's not by a shit ton. So because I obviously did all the post-game content for all these expansions in order of release, after I finished MSQ on my first playthrough of everything, yeah, compared to Heavensward, I found Heavensward boring, honestly. Like the Alexander and the Alliance raids for Heavensward, boring in comparison to this. Not in general, just in comparison to the normal raids and the Alliance raids and the Trial series. All those for Stormblood, I found them way more entertaining than Heavensward. But when it comes to the main story, the leveling MSQ, the main part of the expansion, yes, Heavensward did it a little better than Stormblood, definitely. But for the post-game content, yeah, I honestly, even when I went back to do it on stream, I kind of, I didn't say much about it, but I did find it kind of boring. I was like, these Alliance raids are such Snoresville. Like, I just don't, I had trouble getting into them. Every time I do them or when they come up in duty roulettes, I'm just like, oh, right, these ones. Like, I even find the Crystal Tower series more entertaining. I don't know what it is. It could just be as simple as the aesthetic, or just the storyline in general, or the gameplay mechanics. I just find the Alliance raids boring for Heavensward, comparing them to Stormblood, and even A Realm Reborn a little bit. But yeah, so even the normal raids, the Alexander raids, the regular versions, okay, I haven't played the Savage. I find them kind of boring. And this one just blows it out of the water. This is like, for me, the normal raids and the Alliance raids and the Trial series, all three of them, okay? Even the Trial series for Heavensward were a little bit boring to me. I did like that they made the Warring Triad reference to FF6, though. But other than that, all of those things were pretty boring to me in comparison to this. This, I feel, just came in and blew it all out of the water. The normal raids, the Alliance raids, the Trials, all of them 10 times better, or at least twice as much better, for me, than Heavensward. So, and then with Shadowbringers, it's like they're really close. They're really close, and sometimes I change my mind about which ones I like better, with all that post-game content. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to get out there, and I'll revisit all this once we get to the post-game, and once we get to Shadowbringers and the Shadowbringers post-game, and we cover all that, I'll come back and explain all my feelings about how much I like and compare and contrast all the expansions that came before, and then we'll go straight into Endwalker from there, for my blind playthrough of that expansion, but that'll come when it comes. For now, enough rambling, let's get into this, shall we? Oh, here we go. FF14 Stormblood starts now. Let's do it. And yes, I decided to honor Tataru by putting on the little new traveling outfit she made for me. Those shoes though, right? What are those? They're so bulky and they stand out so much. The rest of the outfit's actually kind of cool though. It's pretty neat, I like it. I'll go into that a little bit more once we actually get in the game though. There's this big ass sign obstructs the view, so... Let me check something. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, good. What did I say yesterday? Double, triple check and everything, right? But yeah, so like I said, I actually do like Tataru's outfit that she made for us for Stormblood. It's actually pretty nice. I love the jacket most of all. I like the crest on the back and everything. And the pants go well with it. The shoes, they match in terms of color scheme, but they're just so big and bulky, it's kind of weird. I guess it's to balance the outfit, but I think it's overbalanced. Like, they kind of overdid it. They're a little too big. I don't know. It's debatable, I guess, about the shoes. The front, kind of wish we could customize it. Like, I love the jacket, but I wish we could have an open form version of it. Like, it's got the little chain there on the breast, you know? Like, I wish we could open it and even customize the inside of it with the dress shirt and the tie. Because that makes it look a little too formal for me. For use in any other glam, I mean. It's, you know, I kind of prefer it to be a little less formal, kind of like the Gunbreaker jacket. That's why I still like that as my favorite glam, especially for Gunbreaker itself. But in general. I like the zipper. It's one of those that has a humongous little handle for it. You see that big ass fucking, I don't know what to call it, but on the left side. Yeah, it even swings. There we go. A little bit. Like, so it is loose. It does have its own physics separate from the jacket, which is cool. So yeah, just, you know, to honor Tataru's hard work for making clothes for us, we'll go ahead and wear it. You know, she made an outfit for us and for Alize. And she made Alfino's at the beginning of Heavensward, so let's show her some love and actually wear her outfit. Now, the only thing I think I'm gonna take some creative liberties though. The headpiece, which you don't even see in the cutscene because the headpiece is taken off. Or at least probably because I had it like this, you know. The monocle, I suppose it goes well with the theme of being a scion. You're supposed to be kind of a scholar warrior, like Nero called us, the scholar warriors. But it just, you know, I think we can all agree that it's like most headpieces for most outfits. Sometimes it's just better to not have one. But in my case, I think I'm just going to take the creative liberty of adding my own twist, of course, to Tataru's outfit. There we go. Now we look good. Well, for me anyway, this is more my taste. This is a little bit better than Monocle. So, now we're ready to kick some ass and go on a new adventure. So, let's begin our brand new set adventure, shall we? Let's do it! Stormblood Part 1. Here we go. With the vaunted Warrior of Light marching beside them, the men and women of the Eorzean Alliance prepared to liberate Alamigo, a land conquered by the Garlean Empire 20 years ago. Meanwhile, in the Far East, the freedom fighters of the fallen nation of Doma struggle to rekindle the fires of hope in their countrymen. New Game Plus mode activated. Relive past adventures. Stormblood Part 1. Beyond the Great Wall. Back to the Rising Stones, as always. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna wear this outfit for the entire expansion or not. But, probably not. I'll probably eventually get tired of it and switch it out, but I think for the main story, the main core part of the expansion, I think I will. At least for most of it, anyway. We'll see. Alright, time to check in with everyone. They might say the same thing as last night. No, they have new dialogue. The Scions will be spread thin in the coming days, so Riel and I are discussing assignments. I may have to reorganize my filing system. Things are heating up in Alamigo, but we can't afford to lose track of the trouble what might be brewing in the rest of the realm. This, he said yesterday, so she changed her dialogue a little bit, I think. He said the same thing. Don't you worry, though. I'll be keeping an ear to the ground, me nose in the air, and one eye on the horizon. So yeah, his didn't change. How about you? Nope. Same as last night. Yep, same as last night. Okay, it's gonna be a little faster than I thought. If all proceeds to plan, we should soon be receiving word that Alliance forces have secured Valsar's wall. Until then, however, we can but ensure we are ready to move the moment we hear the news. I think she said that last night, too. And so basically that's telling you to wait for the expansion to come out after the last bit of MSQ. You know, how many months was it? Who knows, but... I know it's still quite a bit of a waiting period from the last, like, little patch before the next expansion, so... Just kind of sitting there on the edge of your seat, I guess. Yeah, nothing different. Yeah, okay, all of this is the same, it seems. Yep, he said that too. Yep. Having the SWAT competition. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Ready to hit the road, guys. Let's do this. Beyond the Great Wall. Alfino is a man with a great deal on his mind. What do you got, buddy? What's on your mind?
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
What is with the echo right now? Holy shit.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember these halls being so... this room being so echoey last time we heard a voiced over scene here. See if this room's different. Holy shit.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Yeah.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lise. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lise's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Thank you, yes, I was gonna say, really? Because if you have to ask, those weren't the words I was thinking at first, but I was kind of like, really? Of course I'm available! Let's do this!
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Yeah, new quest music. Uh-oh. It might be automated though, isn't it? I gotta check something real quick. I didn't expect this. Might not make a difference, but there we go. I'll have to reply to that later. Anyway. So it's finally happening. Don't tell anyone, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Only a bit, mind. I'll be fine once we get going. Hopefully. You remember Nago, don't you? The messenger who brought word of the Griffin's attack on Belsor's wall? Well, she left not long ago, having made a full recovery. If you see her in Girabanya, be sure to send my love. Okay. What will become of our homeland? I know not what to think of this endeavor. Were I 10 years younger, nay, 5, I would not hesitate to join Lady Yugiri and Lord Gozetsu in their fight for freedom. Even Tataru has her limits, and so I have taken it upon myself to assist her in managing communications with various organizations and our members in the field. Riel and the others are counting on us for our support, after all. Glad to see you guys haven't left yet. Almost. There is but one thing that remains undone. Oh, okay. She was responding to Gozetsu. I meant to talk to him first too, but it targeted her. You are ready, Shadow Walker? There can be no turning back once we depart. And that's when she said, almost. There's but one thing that remains undone. I wonder what's on her mind. Minfilia would have given anything for a chance to liberate her homeland. If she's still with us, I know she'd be the one leading the way. Yeah, but instead we got Lise now. We used to be Ida. But and I forgot to comment. Too much happened during the ending. There was things I completely forgot to comment on that I meant to. Hold on, let me go back so it's actually more... She's on screen, it's a little bit more relevant. I like that when Ida, before her name changed to Lise, of course, when she first took off her mask and hat, her hair was just immaculate right away. Like, it's like not even any hat hair, and her like ponytail was already just boop, just there, and had the clip, that golden like hair clip on. Just the moment she took off the hat, just immaculate hair immediately, with the hairpiece and everything. Like, what the fuck? But the reason I thought of her when I was thinking of Minfilia is like, oh, yeah, so Minfilia would have been leading the way, but now that she's gone, she's been replaced by Lise leading the way. Another typical mainstream hot blonde bombshell. Minfilia's gone, so Lise takes her place, and now she's leading the way instead. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Way to fill a trope, I guess. That phrase, hot blonde bombshell. A friend taught me that one. They started using it like a year back, and I was like, what? I'd never actually heard the phrase before until I heard them use it like a year ago. I was like, is that to describe like a typical like mainstream beauty standard sort of blonde chick or something? You know, like Lise basically in Minfilia. Or Boobfilia as they say. There's no going back once we cross this bridge, and the gods only know what awaits us on the other side. True enough, I suppose. Stola? In our absence, Urianger and Thancred will handle administrative affairs. Continue to coordinate your operations with Alian and the others, and report to them directly should you receive word of primal activity. Aye, aye, Captain. You can count on us. Good man, Rio. Mr. iPad dude. And we gotta remember, he's from the Company of Heroes or whatever. Took down Titan. What are you two chatting about? Even as bit players, they show such passion, such fervor. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be a bit player too. Or better yet, play with their... Play with their what, Anor? Sister! Please, you never know who might be listening! And more importantly, we have our own mission to attend to. And if you're too busy thinking such thoughts, you're liable to get us both killed! Yeah, she has constant on her mind. Anor just... She's just, like, helplessly horny for these two over here. Bit players, though? What is she talking about? Papa Limo's absence will be keenly felt for some time. Would that we had the strength to aid others in his stead. Oh, hold on. What did he say? Spirits, Coltonet, spirits! Even if we are not more than bit players in their tale, we must do our utmost to support the senior scions, and Leon most of all. Oh, I see. They're acknowledging that they're kind of just like these sort of side characters in our story. The main scions being me and, you know, everyone else over there. These guys are kind of like the background support characters. Well said, Hori. Every man to his purpose, and we must not doubt ours. It's good to see they're humble enough to accept being, like, sort of background characters here. So that's what they mean by bit players. And Anor, of course, thinks of something else when she thinks of the word bit players. What I wouldn't give to be a bit player too, or better yet, play with their... And then she gets cut off by her. Sister, you know who's listening? I'm listening, that's who's listening. Damn. Anor continues to be thirsty as fuck for the two boulders. Just fucking tell him already. Go up to him and just be like, listen, I can't get these horny thoughts out of my mind. I want both of you to plow me at the same time already. Jesus. Just tell him. Tell him. Like Ashley at the end of Resident Evil 4. It never hurts to ask, you know? They might say no, but it never hurts to ask. According to her.
Ready, my friend?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
And there they go. A thousand moms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Yeah, then we can all go to the Far East and celebrate with them. Have drinks in celebration of our respective victories if everything goes well in both places. Wait, not just yet. I know I've forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What now? Alright then, if you insist. I think I know what's about to happen. The tower's gonna make her a new outfit too, right? Interesting. Of course, it's nice and open so that she can remain limber and flexible, agile, so she can do her pugilist/monk techniques, right? That makes sense. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose. That. An outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Meanwhile, I just realized that the tie that Alphina's has, mine's not too different from his now. It's like formal and not loose and open. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the Scion's receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. Seriously. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it. And with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels! Then onward to Girabania. Our first stop will be at Amarasai's Spire in the East Shroud. Right on. Well, let's get on with it then. I won't let you down, Papalimo. I promise. You listening? Papalimo had to know they would only be temporary. If Grandfather couldn't contain Bahamut with the power of 1,000 prayers, then what chance did his disciple stand armed with only a broken staff? Armed only with a broken staff. True. Yet he still deemed it necessary. And for the greater good. And it's probably, yeah, it was probably for the best, because if Shinryu had just appeared immediately after Ilberd summoned him, it would have destroyed all of us before, it probably could have destroyed everyone, just like Bahamut, with the Calamity. Way before we would have had a chance to activate, or even get the idea to activate Omega to fight him. So I think Papalimo's sacrifice was definitely necessary. I think he knew that. Was it always his plan to sacrifice his life to complete the ritual? To bring forth the arbiter of his vengeance, but not remain to see the aftermath? Oh, Ilberd? No. I think that was just his last-ditch effort because we cornered him, honestly. That's my idea. Like, I think, yeah, he always planned to summon Shinryu. I don't think he meant to be part of the sacrifice for it, though. Like, I think he meant for the other, you know, the people he fooled into following him into Belsar's Wall. I think he meant for them to be the sacrifice, and he was gonna watch Shinryu do everything after that. But because we cornered him and he knew it was, you know, he was either gonna die or go to jail because we caught him, he figured, fuck it, I might as well just add myself to the mix and, you know, basically become Shinryu myself in a way, and destroy Garlemald myself with my own hands as a primal. Sweet. You know, I think that was his original plan, but yeah, like I said, because we cornered him, he decided to do that instead. That's my opinion, that's my idea, I think, of what Ilberd was really trying to do. I don't think he meant to kill himself. And that was just because we cornered him. But yeah, so in a way, I guess it's almost like he did become the primal, didn't it? It's like he is Shinryu, along with Nidhogg. It's like both of their... That's something else I forgot to talk about yesterday, because they touched on it at the end of The Far Edge of Fate. They were like... They said the rage of Nidhogg from his eyes, and Ilberd's hatred for, along with the other sacrifices, of course, for the Empire, are both what fueled Shinryu's power, but also, not only Shinryu's power, but also, Shinryu's, like, extreme aggressiveness as soon as it came out. Like, it's ferocity, there we go. Though it immediately had to turn to defend itself from Omega, because, you know, Omega was waiting for it, kind of. That wasn't, I think it just coincided, it showed up right when it was breaking out of the cocoon. So I had to fight Omega instead, but yeah, we saw how ferocious Shinryu was. Omega, you could say, was ferocious also, but it was just kind of, it was like a Terminator, like a fucking android, just robot killing machine just carrying out its programming is what it looked like to me. It was more of that cold, calculating, unsympathetic machine just doing what it was told to do. It's not quite the same as Shinryu. But they were both equally powerful, so they, you know, they mutually defeated each other, it seems. Though it may not be apparent to the naked eye, the ether here is in turmoil. Not since the calamity has this land been subjected to the forces of the magnitude unleashed by... Sorry, yeah, I almost read that wrong. To forces of the magnitude unleashed by Shinryu and Omega. I guess it has been a while, hasn't it? Oh, I think that person just went ahead of me. The Alliance holds the wall, Lieutenant Starcrest. You may cross at your leisure. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Girabania. Right on. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Sure. Off we go to Castramorians. That's cute. They're guiding us on the map, showing us where we're going. But we know where we are geographically.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Girabania once more. Me and my fellow Scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Stormblood. I just noticed that crater over there must be from, in the background there, I think was implied to be from Omega and Shinryu's battle. Since they said they caused a lot of devastation on this side of the wall with their fight. They're using this Seathright design. The ones from Heavensward's outposts, or Ishgard's outposts in Heavensward. They look like this. Like in Crethis Western Highlands, I think. Quite an atmosphere here, isn't there? Everyone seems to be on pins and needles. Though one can hardly blame them, given recent events. I mean, yeah, we barely, on a whim, took this place over from the Garleans, so... Ilberd forced our hand into it, so we weren't quite ready for this sudden action. The Alliance has done well to repurpose these Imperial facilities for their own use so quickly. The General's in high spirits, don't you think? I know the feeling. To see the colors of so many nations, Limsa Lominsa, Gridania, Ul'dah, and now Ishgard. Well nigh brings a tear to my eye. We have much to be proud of, Leon. That's true. If it wasn't for you and I, the Alliance wouldn't be what it is today. That's very true. After helping out Ishgard and with their own problems and bringing them back into the fold of the Alliance. And everything we did in Realm Reborn to unite the three First Nation states, too. I think that was right. We have the right to gloat a little bit. We helped bring this about. Anyway. So this is East End. Not too different from the rest of the Shroud, is it? Though, truth be told, I'm not sure why I thought it would be. Yeah, lots of trees everywhere. Right, it's pretty much the same thing as the rest of Gridania, I would say. Look at this big-ass meeting between all the main heroes here. Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castromorians. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Belsar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned the Primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilberd's to make. And now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe, which is exactly what he wanted, yeah. Ilberd got what he wanted. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? The whole theme of military conquest and liberation at the same time is prevalent in this expansion if it wasn't already obvious. As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. And I'll leave you to it. Godspeed! That's right. Boob Philly has been replaced by another hot blonde bombshell, Lise. She's our new leader, at least for this excursion. At least I'm pretty sure that's why she's the one narrating the intro to the new areas too, like she did when we got here. Ha! Of all the Castra in the world, you walk into mine. What? Master Garland, what brings you here? Yeah, what the hell? A certain missing Alagan weapon in Draconic Primal. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Omega and Shinryu. I think the Shinobi called it? Okay, so he said Omega and Shinryu, I think the Shinobi called it? Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Sorry. And 'tis like Omega fell... Wait, what? Yeah, then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engage the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. That's true. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Girabania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Well said. Lead the way, Lise. I like the new quest complete music. It's cool. Keep to the north and cross upstream. The Black Bridge belongs to the Garlean for now. Cross this way. Because that bridge Belongs to the Garlands. Okay, so we gotta go that way. Gotcha. The bridge over the Veladina River has always held great strategic importance, hence the Garlean's decision to transform it into a fortified installation. Needless to say, we will not be crossing there. If anyone can determine the fate of Shinryu and Omega, it's Master Garland. For now, let us remain focused on our current mission. Sure thing. Were Omega not a threat to us all, its effectiveness in subduing draconic foes would seem almost admirable. But such weapons are doomed to be misused. Let us pray we never have need of its services again. I'm with you. I think it's powerful. I do hope you're not thinking about running off to help Master Garland. It is not your duty to solve all of the world's problems, you know. Okay, Kron. Jesus, I never said I was gonna do that. Least takes the lead. What'd I say? One blonde bombshell replaces the other. Boop Filling's gone, so now Lee steps in. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralder's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Veladina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. We'll lead the way, Lise. Frame drops in this place. Although, I'm riding in style. East End. Yep, does look like the rest of, Gridania or, you know, the Black Shot or whatever. At the risk of upsetting the cartographic fraternity, I can't help observing that East End depends entirely on one's perspective. I mean, people don't even think of it as Gridania anymore, do they? I mean, compared to the rest of Gridania, it does look like fall hit here. Like, the season is different. So it does look different enough for me to not, in my mind, consider it the same, yeah. And of course, like she said, the animals, too. Very different. The wildlife. It's so quiet. Almost as though the Imperials haven't been here for some time. The nighttime music of this place doesn't help with that either. On your guard. The Imperials know these lands better than we. Yeah, none of us have been here in... Like, nobody from the Alliance has ever been here in 20 years, right? They call it East End because it marks the end of the Black Shroud. Note the sparser vegetation. Oh, that's what it is, yeah. It almost seems like it's forest that's gradually turning into desert. Which is not like the rest of Gridania in the Black Shroud. Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Okay. Nice waterfall. Just straighten me out. There we go. Here's everyone. That is one massive crocodile over there. I can't target it though, it's too far away. Those are some big-ass gators, holy shit. We should not linger out here in the open. That's true, we're not even under the cover of trees anymore. Yastola's right, we need to cross before the Imperials spot us. At a glance, it certainly seems shallow enough. Afraid you're gonna have to swim? See, brother? Nothing to worry about. Though no one would blame you for donning your buoyancy aids just in case. Oh, shit! Alize with the chirps over here, Jesus. Why you gotta do that to him, huh? Not everyone knows how to swim, Alize. Jesus. Can't blame him for that. She basically said, no one would blame you if you put on your floaties. Buoyancy aids, that's what I'm gonna call them next time. Buoyancy aids. I don't see any soldiers. Good. Let's cross. See, her and Papalimo were already over here, sneaking across the wall, so she already knows this terrain. You're wondering about the tower to the south? Not to mention, as a little girl, she crossed through here, right? Many years ago, before her sister died. So I might have gotten the dates wrong, right? I don't think it was... When did Alamigo fall? Was it 15, 20 years ago? Shit, Ilbert literally just recapped all that, and I totally forgot. I'm pretty sure it's been about that long. It's part of Castellum Veludina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Yeah, me too. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely moms away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Agreed. Of course they rub our noses in it. They're assholes. Velodina Sarcosuchus? Ugly motherfucker. I keep forgetting the difference between a crocodile and an alligator. I know it's meant to be the snout shape, right? But I don't know which one has which. Like, I'm not sure if the alligator is the one that's supposed to have the wider mouth. Jesus Christ. Or if it's the crocodile that's supposed to have... I think the crocodile is supposed to have the thinner one, right? Like a more pointed nose. Again, I don't really know though. See what you got. 15% parried. Critical, but well, I can take it. Or dodge it, okay. Damn. And there's the new battle music for you. For Stormblood overworld areas. Alright, let's do this. Pretty far. Yeah, see, now it's all desert. No more forest and trees. So they call it East End then. Alright, duly noted. At least did well. It is reassuring. And we didn't run afoul of even a single patrol. Pleasant surprise, and that there were no surprises. Right. So, the reach lies beyond? But I do not see a path. Are we there yet? Yeah, what the hell? This is the dead end. I have to climb this shit? Damn. It's gonna get rough. Well. What are we doing here, Lise? What's going on? We're here. On the other side of this pass is Ralger's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there is some sort of trick to this? Indeed. A glamour. Earn her special powers. Good eye, Yustola. I mean, she could have done that even before she went blind, but now she pretty much relies on that, despite how much it saps away her life force. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks. Or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms? Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Guardians. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tataru told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. so they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. Sure. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. Oh, there were never rocks there in the first place then. A trick of the imagination. All clear. Let's go, let's go. Impressive or no, 20 years is a long time for even so complex a glamour to escape the Empire's notice. Okay, that reminds me now. Okay, so 20 years, yes. It's been 20 years since we lost this territory to the Guardians, okay. Let us pray that they are amenable to our proposal. United we stand to accomplish so much more. I don't see why they wouldn't be. Why wouldn't they accept our help? Seeing it now, I feel rather foolish for not having deduced it earlier. I suppose you could disguise almost anything with a glamour prism. If you really wanted to. Sorry. Didn't finish the sentence. Have you ever used one? Why am I asking? Of course you haven't. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Alize. I'm totally not covering up all this armor with Lotaro's outfit using glamour prisms. And the glamour plate. Which I can't move here, but yeah. Yeah, I've never used glamour prism. This is totally what I'm wearing. This is, yeah. Yeah. Never used a glamour prism in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
Alright, first area from the trailer. There it is. Place looks familiar. I had to switch to the nighttime version of the music because, well, I got here in the middle of the fucking night, literally. It's 11:46 p.m. Ordinarily, I'd shudder at the thought of armed rebels trampling about in an ancient temple of immense historical importance. But Ralgar is the Breaker of Worlds, so it seems rather appropriate, if anything. Yeah, I guess so. Never thought of it that way. Fascinating. A massive, nigh imperceptible glamour encompassing the entire valley. I see now how the settlement was able to escape the watchful eyes of Imperial airships. A big-ass glamour. It's good to see Nago up and moving again. I wasn't there when she headed home, so I naturally assumed she'd left too soon. Always overdoing it, that one. Is that true, Nago? A pleasure to see you again, and Kryl and Yustola, without whose help I might not be standing here today. At least not so soon. This temple was once home to the Fist of Ralgar, as I recall. Yes, there is no mistaking that statue. It's hard to feel at ease with that giant statue looking down on you. Well, if you've got nothing to hide, what's the problem? Oh, so you really came. I never thought I'd see you here, but I'm glad. I'm glad. Mefrid! He's one of the dudes. He's the guy we helped get the medicine for the other guy that became the Griffin. Well, the Griffin's false counterpart or whatever. Back in, he hasn't talked about it yet, but he'll mention it, I think. Way back in Realm Reborn. He didn't have he was topless back then, but now he's got a uniform. But yeah, he was that Highlander that we helped when he was trying to get help from the Gridanians in what's it called? Quarry Mill, I think? And they weren't helping him. So we did. We helped save that guy's life, and then he just ended up becoming a pawn of Ilberd, unfortunately. You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Yep, it's us. I might do that several times, because that's just the feeling that, that it inspires. The quest complete music with this expansion. Kinda funny. Alright, so what's up, Conrad? The promise of a new beginning. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. Right on. Oh, right, this is one of those places like Idleshire. In fact, this is meant to be Idleshire's replacement. In a way. You can use your mount, but you can't fucking fly. Yeah, it looks like a Giga Chad. It's the shades, regardless of the outfit, the rest of the outfit. The whole, you know, one hand on the steering wheel, the other one like this. The sunglasses. It looks like some stuck-up asshole driving like an expensive car and showing it off. When we first met back in the Shroud, I took you for just another adventurer. By Rhalgr, I still can't believe how far you've come. And that's right, I didn't have the reputation I have now back then. I know what you're talking about. We plan operations here when we're not entertaining important guests like yourselves. Okay. Vanilla Cappuccino. I like it. Just stands on the table. Doesn't give a fuck.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Rhalgr's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
Very well said. Too reckless to leave it in the hands of someone like that, yeah.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monago told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rhalgr it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that.
I chuckled at the way he said unholy fury. Something about it.
So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
We'll need to call the other senior members together before we can make a decision. So the Gridanians are finally willing to fight, eh? To be honest, I already know I want us to work together, but we've still got to talk it over with everyone. Papa Limo and I weren't entirely honest with you. Though we were sheltered in Little Alamigo at first, we spent most of our time here, working with Conrad and his people. But you probably guessed that the moment I led you to the Reach, didn't you? Actually, before, I was like, how does she already know her way around so well? It's like, because her and Papalima were already sneaking past Belsor's wall before we took it, and have been wandering these areas and helping the resistance here, so. Yeah, that makes sense. That's how she knew her way around and how she was able to lead us so easily to this place. So they would have us wait. Very well. Can't imagine that they would refuse. But if they did... It's not as though we have to stand around here indefinitely, do we? I don't think so. A haven for the bold. Alfino is pondering how best to make use of your leisure. Well, let's see what he's got. So, it would seem we find ourselves with a surfeit of free time. Ah, forgive me. You are free to look around Rhalgr's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It will give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Freedom lover Alize over here. Well, I already know this place inside and out. Inside out, sorry. I can show you around if you like, Leon. Sure. Great, let's get started. I'd love to have a guide. Milady Lys? I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamigan Highlanders like me, but the truth is that we don't even account for half. Alamigan Highlanders? Like you? Isn't she a Midlander? Or have I just been looking at her the wrong way, like, forever? It's like, or is she like a Highlander with minimum height? I'm pretty sure she looks like a Midlander though. That's why I paused and went, excuse me? Damn. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking crazy. Anyway, but the truth is that we don't even account for half. You've got Hellsguard from all the way over by the spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Nago. The hell like Hellsguard? There's even some beastmen. Well, beast women, I suppose. Like that one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garlings to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist metals and crystal into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work. But then most don't even know they exist. That's enough of them. That's enough about them, anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Rhalgr, shall we? Go for it, milady. Milady. Should make a little footnote, I might have already, but the FF15 crossover event didn't happen until 2019, close to when Episode Arden came out. So technically the car wasn't available at this point, but FF15 did actually release before Stormblood. Like, before patch 3.4 even. Which is why I played it then. But I'm like, fuck it, I'll just ride the car now. To commemorate the completion of FF15, why not? Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The Breaker of Worlds who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the 5th Astral Era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign. And lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to these mountains of Girbania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hells open, heavens weep, for no one's soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. That last part was inscribed on this stone by a monk of the Fist of Rhalgr. Ida explained it to me. A day will come, bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through in the end. Sorry. That was all a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. Speaking of melodrama. Oh, you're alright, Lise. There's a lot going on. A lot has happened. You've been through a lot. You know. It's kind of expected. Change is coming by really fast right now. What yours here? Whoa, too close. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we planned our operations, casualties, were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetheryte Plaza next. Lead the way. Well, at least now I know how much taller I am than her. It's about a head. So I think even a minimum height Highlander would still be taller than me by a little bit, wouldn't she? That sounds like... Why did she say us Alamegan Highlanders? I'm pretty sure she's a Midlander. Unless I'm going fucking crazy. I'm like 100% sure she's a Midlander. I don't know why she said that. Now I'm hella far away. It's hard to judge the distance on that damn car. That's why I tend to dismount before I even talk to them. It's easier that way. When you've seen one Aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades to when the Fist of Rhalgr was still here. Oh yeah, that explains why we also saw them in Ishgard. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the Sutlers are next. But don't forget to attune to the Aetheryte before we go. You'd be surprised how easily you can forget to do that, by the way. Like when you replay the story, sometimes things like that just... If you were replaying it on a different character, I mean, your mind is brainwashed into thinking or assuming you're already attuned to all the Aetherites because you did that already on your first character, and you're used to, like, teleporting around. So on your second character is when you're most notoriously going to fuck up and forget to attune to Aetherites, and then it costs you a lot of time later. When you realize you can't teleport back, you're like, oh shit, I forgot to attune to it. Hardly surprising. Where there is war, there is profit to be had. Why, what'd you say? What's going on? Ah, excellent. There are no shortage of sutlers here, should we have need of their services. Arms, armor, potions, you name it. These folks have got it. The resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. Oh, I see why Alfina would say that, yeah. Of course, Alfina. The arms industry is, like, one of the most profitable in the world, especially here in America, because of all the wars that it engages in. Of course there's profit to be had in war, that's why there's so many of them. If you're short on anything, or you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, Alfino and Ellie's are here. Why don't we see how they're getting on? Sure thing, but... now that we've had a tour of the place, I think I'm actually going to take my break early this time around. And take, well, take about 30 minutes. I won't lie to you this time. This time I know what I'm going to do, so... I'm gonna take about a 30-minute break. I may end the stream and just start it up again later. I don't know yet. If not, I'll just leave it running with the BRB screen and this music in the background. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break. I think I'm gonna take it over there too, in front of the monument. Right, I can't fly. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break to eat some food, and then come back to do some more, make some more progress. Right here in front of Rollergirth Monument. So yeah, until then, folks. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Like I said, the stream might end, it might not, but either way, I'll put up the BRB screen. So, see you later, folks. I'll be back when I finish eating.